So many men over 60 are walking around feeling half alive. They're doing everything right, hitting the gym, cutting back on carbs, staying away from sugar, yet by mid-afternoon, they're exhausted, frustrated, and running on fumes. They wake up ready to conquer the day, and by evening, they're barely holding on. But here's the truth, fatigue isn't always a sign of aging. It's a signal. And too many men are missing it. I'm Dr. Matt. I've spent the last 3 decades working with thousands of men, helping them recover energy, drive, and a sense of masculine confidence they thought was gone for good. Let's get right into it. And before we begin, I want to know, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. I love seeing how far this message is reaching. Also, if you're the kind of man who values straight truth over hype, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with another man who needs it. It helps push this message out to more people like you. Now let's dive in. Here's what I see daily in my practice. Men who aren't broken, but feel like they are. They're not lazy. They're not weak. They're simply running on outdated fuel. The medical world has convinced us that the only way to stay sharp and energized after 60 is through pills, injections, or pricey hormone therapy. But the truth is, some of the most powerful tools for rebuilding your energy and testosterone are hiding in plain sight, in your grocery store. Today, I'll show you exactly how 3 specific fruits can shift your biology, reignite your energy, and even change the way you feel in the bedroom, all backed by science, not hype. The first fruit? It's red, it's juicy, and chances are, you haven't taken it seriously enough. Watermelon. Not the seedless, tasteless kind. I'm talking about ripe, fresh watermelon loaded with a key amino acid called citrulline. Citrulline converts into arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide in your body. Why does that matter? Because nitric oxide is your body's master switch for blood flow. And as you age, blood flow is the real make-or-break factor, not just for energy and cognition, but also for firmness and confidence where it counts. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Carlos, 71 years old. He came into my office, shoulders hunched, voice low. "Doc, I don't even recognize myself anymore," he said. "I'm tired, I'm slow, and my wife, she's looking at me differently." What Carlos didn't know is that his issue wasn't aging, it was circulation. I had him drink just 200 milliliters of pure watermelon juice every morning, no sugar, no additives, just the real thing. 2 weeks later, Carlos came back a new man. He was standing taller. He had a spring in his step. And yes, he smiled when he told me his wife was suddenly paying more attention. No pills. No side effects. Just a fruit. Watermelon helps dilate your blood vessels, reduce oxidative stress, and fire up energy where it matters most. That's what real science does. Let's move to the second fruit, a small blue powerhouse that's easy to overlook. Blueberries. I call them the hormone whisperers. Now, you might be thinking, "Doc, I don't have a hormone problem." But here's what you need to know. Testosterone isn't just about bedroom performance. It's about your mental sharpness, drive, strength, mood, and identity as a man. Let me paint the picture for you. One of my patients, Eduardo, age 67, came to me and said something I'll never forget. "I just don't feel like a man anymore." That hit me hard. Because Eduardo wasn't sick. He wasn't weak. He was just like many men over 60, depleted. He was still active, still eating clean, but he had lost that inner fire. That spark. So what did we do? We didn't put him on testosterone patches or injections. We started simple. Every morning, I had him eat a handful of blueberries, frozen or fresh. Nothing fancy. Why blueberries? They're packed with anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that lower inflammation, one of testosterone's biggest enemies. They're also rich in magnesium and vitamin C, both essential for hormone production. And here's the kicker, blueberries help reduce cortisol, the stress hormone that quietly kills testosterone in men over time. Within 7 days, Eduardo called me and said, "Doc, I don't know what's happening. I feel grounded again. More present. I'm waking up with purpose. His mood lifted. His sleep improved. And most importantly, his confidence came back. No expensive therapy. No gimmicks. Just the right nutrient at the right time. You see, aging doesn't ruin a man, giving up does. Your body isn't broken. It's just been starved of what it truly needs. These fruits don't work because of some magical superfood hype. They work because they're aligned with how your body is designed to operate. Fuel it right, and it will respond quickly. That's what I've seen over and over again in my 30-plus years in men's health. And the best part? These changes are sustainable. They're not temporary highs like caffeine or synthetic boosters. They're part of a bigger picture, your vitality blueprint. I want to pause for a second. If this is resonating with you, if you're nodding your head and thinking, "That sounds like me," then you're not alone. And you don't have to figure it out by yourself either. If you found this helpful so far, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with another man who might be quietly struggling and too proud to ask for help. Let's change that. Let's make this information common knowledge. Now, there's one more fruit we haven't talked about yet. And it might just be the missing link to unlocking your daily energy, mood, and focus. The third fruit? It's not flashy. It's not exotic. But it does something no supplement can do as effectively. It helps you fight off estrogen overload. That fruit is pomegranate. Yes. The ancient fruit that's been used for centuries in Middle Eastern medicine is one of the most powerful testosterone-protecting foods you can put in your body. Why? Because it does three things exceptionally well. 1. It reduces aromatase activity. Aromatase is the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen, something that becomes a silent epidemic in men over 60. 2. Let me give you a quick example. A patient of mine, Ronald, 73 years old, was getting up 4 times a night to pee. He tried everything, cutting water, medications, even surgery consults. But his problem wasn't mechanical. It was hormonal. We added just half a cup of unsweetened pomegranate juice every day, with his breakfast. 3 weeks later? Doc, I slept straight through the night. First time in years. That's what happens when testosterone rises and inflammation drops. The prostate calms down. The bladder relaxes. And you, my friend, finally get your nights back. Now I know what some skeptics might be thinking. Can fruits really do all this? Let me tell you something most doctors won't. As you age, your absorption and conversion pathways change. That means your body responds differently to food and nutrients at 60 than it did at 40. In fact, these fruits may be more powerful in your 60s and 70s because your body is more sensitive to nutrient signals, especially when it comes to hormones, circulation, and inflammation. That's why men who clean up their diets later in life often see faster results than they ever expected. But there's a catch. You can't just add watermelon, blueberries, and pomegranate to a junk-filled lifestyle and expect miracles. You also need to eliminate the things that cancel them out. Here are 3 testosterone killers you must cut if you want these fruits to work their magic. 1. Soy-based processed foods. I'm not talking about fermented soy like tempeh. I mean soy protein isolate, found in bars, fake meats, and cheap protein shakes. They're loaded with phytoestrogens that mimic female hormones in your body. 2. Plastic bottles and containers. Drinking water from plastic, microwaving in plastic, or eating from plastic takeout containers can leach xenoestrogens into your system. These chemicals disrupt your hormonal balance and make testosterone crash. 3. Chronic sugar spikes. High sugar intake equals high insulin equals low testosterone. Even natural sugars in excess can mess with your T levels. That's why I recommend whole fruit over fruit juices, except for specific ones like pomegranate in controlled amounts. Make these changes alongside adding the right fruits and you'll supercharge your results. So what can you expect if you follow this approach for 30 days? Here's what men in my clinic usually report. More morning energy. Reduced belly fat. Fewer urination interruptions at night. Improved focus. Better libido. And most importantly, a stronger sense of self. Testosterone isn't just about numbers on a blood test. It's about how you feel in your skin. It's about waking up and feeling like a man again. I've seen this happen too many times to doubt it. Let's be clear about something. These fruits don't give you something you've never had. They help you reclaim something that's been buried by stress, inflammation, poor sleep, and years of misinformation. Because let's be honest, most men are walking around overfed, undernourished, and misinformed. They've been told their body is broken, that their only options are pills, injections, or just getting used to it. But what if that's all wrong? What if your body still knows how to perform? It just needs the right tools. That's the truth I want you to take with you today. If you're a man over 60 who's tired of feeling tired, if you've been quietly struggling and too proud to talk about it, if you've been told this is just aging and to accept it, I want you to hear me clearly. There is still fuel in your tank. But it's time to stop pouring water in your gas engine. Start feeding it what it actually needs. Watermelon, blueberries, pomegranate. Simple, powerful, proven. And if you start today, in just 7 to 14 days, you might start seeing shifts you thought were gone for good. I'm Dr. Matt. And I believe every man deserves to finish strong, not fade away. Now, if you found this helpful, here's what I want you to do. Like this video. Subscribe for more real, science-based advice. Share this with a friend or brother, someone who needs to hear that his best days aren't behind him. And let me know in the comments. Which of these fruits are you going to add to your routine today? I'll be reading every single comment. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and stay alive.